welcome everyone to the house that Rodney built, Notre Dame Stadium, underneath the watchful eye of Touchdown Jesus, the home of the Fighting Irish. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the TCU Horned Frogs, taking on a team from the ACC, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Horned Frogs will boot it away to start the game. Fair catch, called for and made. On first down, here comes this offense. From the gun, running back on the move. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they...
Ball in the air, intercepted. Got room on the return. Touchdown, TCU. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return.
And that is not the start this offense wanted. You're trying to come out, you're trying to create some momentum and get a rhythm and consistency, but you throw the pick 6 early and put yourself in a hole. Not good.
They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick 6. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the first down.
Well, with the weapons this offense has, you knew it was just a matter of time in the run game before someone was going to break a long one. They'd just been running into a wall. They just couldn't seem to find their creases and get enough movement up front, but they finally got it there, picking up the first. Let's see what happens next.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They've softened them up with a run. Now to throw it. Quickly to the tight end. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? 2nd down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this 3rd down manageable. Really nice job of executing there.
Third and short now. They snap it from their own 46. They'll try to run for it. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Yeah, a nice job dialing up that short yardage situation play call there, David. They needed 1 yard, and they picked up 2.
Yeah, great job up front. Great job by the back, knowing where they need to go. Nice having a hole you can get through and not have to just do it all on your own as a running back.
This Notre Dame offense carving it up. They're working with another first down. Looking to move it through the air. Pocket starts to collapse. Couldn't quite hang on to the pick, and he will be thinking about that one for a long time.
Man, it's fun to watch defense that just, they look so in sync and coordinated. And watching the tape coming into this week's game, you could tell last week this defense was dialed in. They don't give up big plays. They don't give up points. They make you earn everything. Looking like another game like that so far today.
This offense has a second down play. Wide receiver coming across in motion. To throw, it's Miles. Quickly complete. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. The Irish have always been built on the run, but timely completions are important, like the great Tom Clements back in the day or John Hewitt.
Got to be clutch, right? Got to be balanced and got to find those moments where you can thrive. It's always a system, it seems like, at Notre Dame where it's been built around the run game and it's built around physicality, but they got to get that element of balance to really take off and get to that next level.
Can anyone catch him? And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame! You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. Right down the middle. To a well-executed 8-play, 75-yard drive. And he punctuated that drive by ripping off a 38-yard run for 6. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Here comes the offense on first down. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Finds the tight end. And that is good versatility there and a big hit from the backer in pass coverage. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A-game for this one. They've circled this one all off-season, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
On the option. Now the pitch. And they'll ride him down, but not before he picked up the first down. And how about the timing on that pitch?
And they may have caught the defense snapping there a little bit, David, maybe expecting pass on that third down, but because of the back's effort now, fresh set of down.
And it's so nice to have a guy that you can give the football in these third down situations and feel confident you're going to continue to move the sticks.
Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line.
And this offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him.
And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
And that is an all too familiar sight. Listen, this team won last week, but they gave up 4 sacks. They got to protect this young man early in this game. Don't set the tone, and let's not go back to last week.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Throws toward the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Horned Frogs.
Really nice job by awareness, too, from that guy. He's working the back line of the end zone. It's so easy to step out of bounds there, but he knew where it was, and when he made the catch, he made sure.
And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Here come the Irish back on offense. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And David...
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
They were trying to set up the screen. They were trying to take advantage of this pass rush, but man, that defender, he beat his guy so quickly, he just blew the play up.
That first down was rather unproductive. Let's see what they've got on second down from the 16. Movement here from the tight end. Quick strike complete. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
This is no surprise to defenses anymore. Everybody throws wide receiver screens, and you could tell they were ready for it. They saw the quick game. They pounced on it, got the wide receiver on the ground. That's not the first time they've seen that run.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
And the defense comes with the blitz. Nice job getting to the quarterback. And don't just get there. Try to strip that football out. They get the QB to the ground. The ball's out. They scoop it up, take it all the way back to the house for 6.
And they did tack on that extra point with no problem. The kickoff team just about set to go, and that defense is eager to get back out there after the scoop and score. He'll call for the fair catch here. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. They go to the ground. Hard running there. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create second and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
TCU 21, Notre Dame 7.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. The receiver on the jet sweep. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And I think in today's era of college football, we get enamored with the jet sweep. It's exciting. You're getting this wide receiver involved in the run game, but sometimes it's just better to go old school and just run the football conventionally north-south.
It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. To the ground to try to move the chains. He just needed a yard on third down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up.
Let's go. Defensively now, we know we get a stop. We get the offense the ball back in great field position, a great opportunity to make some strikes, maybe score some points. Let's go defense.
The offense stays on the field. Maybe they'll try to make the defense jump. They also might try to run it ahead for 1 yard. keep it on the sneak. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
And this is what's going to drive coaches crazy. It's mental errors, right? It doesn't take any talent or lack of talent to have that penalty. You just got to watch the ball, and when it's snapped, get after the quarterback.
Man, oh man, those types of penalties just drive defensive coordinators crazy. Was fourth down, now first down. Lofts one high and deep. Into double coverage, and they made him pay. It's intercepted. Got some room to run. He goes out of bounds, but he just about did it himself. What a return after the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The running back has it. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big game for the offense.
He'll pull it on the read. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down here for the offense. From the shotgun, the inside give. A run up the middle is stopped for no gain.
And just a great job by the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
They'll line up for a second down play. Corner's right up on that line of scrimmage. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this defense had some matchups they felt really good about up front, and they won one right there, getting to the quarterback, creating a negative play, and they're going to need these guys to start winning more of those because they are finding themselves in a hole here early in the game.
On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. He lets one fly deep. He caught it. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, TCU. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
And I love the wheel route. I love calling it because most of the time I'm going to get my running back who's a fast athlete in space against a linebacker or somebody who can't catch him. Nice play design, nice job throwing it out in front of him. He does the rest, gets in for the touchdown.
Here come the Irish back on offense. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession. Again, the offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably scored pretty quickly.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you got to eliminate the negative plays. No more penalties and no more turnovers.
Comes out throwing on first down. Fires to the middle. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
Man, as a quarterback, you got to be careful. He's lucky there. If you miss high throwing over the middle of the field, oftentimes that results in interception. So lucky that ball was incomplete.
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Dropping back, it's Miles. This time he's got his man. There to make the tackle, but the big blow is good enough to give them a first down. Notre Dame lines up quickly.
Big time throw on that last play. You know, you think about great Notre Dame quarterbacks. I think back to a couple of Joes. Joe Montana, Joe Theismann. They'd love what they'd be seeing right now from this kid. He's got arm talent, he's got accuracy, and because of that, he gives this offense the ability to light up the scoreboard.
He'll run it again. Brought down at the 39 after a pickup of 10. It'll be a first down. And under the watchful eye of touchdown Jesus, the Irish are starting to roll on the ground.
Starting to get that big physical ground game going. And one thing you know about Notre Dame traditionally over the years, offensive line play is always great. They're always making holes, and they're always playing super physical.
He'll off one deep down the left side. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
Well, I like this quarterback being aggressive and taking a shot. Just a better play there by the defense.
Didn't connect last time. Let's see if they throw it again on second down. Quick handoff. Knocked down at the 24-yard line, but it's a big gain. 15 yards on the play, and this offense is in business. That offensive line is putting those golden domes on the defense and starting to move the ball on the ground.
And we can go back so many years, and the coaches may change, but the brand of Notre Dame is what it is. They're going to be physical. They're going to run the football. That's who they are, and that's how they're built.
Complete downfield. Gets it into the end zone, but wait a minute. We'll have to check out the laundry on the field. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the
Mr.
penalty.
Bruce.
They're about to snap it for the 7th time on this drive. Leaves it with the back. They get him stopped after a pickup of 5 to the 28. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime.
Yep. Thinking outside the box.
Kept it on the ground last time. Let's see if they go back to it on second down. Scanning the field, it's Miles.
Oldham.
It's complete to the left. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. You can hand it to him, you can throw it to him. Either way, he's making his presence felt.
Those are your favorite plays, Reese, the him plays, right? Finding ways to get him the ball because he can make plays, whether it's running or receiving out of the backfield. They're going to continue to.
Oh, come on.
And it's picked
God
off for
dang
the
it.
3rd time today. Takes it the other way. The 40 lowers those pads, and they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. About the only good thing that happened for the offense on that play, at least it wasn't a pick six. What a return.
Yeah, that didn't look good for the offense. You know all those big fellas, those old linemen, they're not going to be able to go make the play. So as the DB getting the interception, you know if you can break that play and you can get past that level, it might be to the house. It might be to the crib. Lucky that wasn't a pick six for our offense.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes in it.
Here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw.
It's missing
Going
one.
for it all.
Over one.
Can't hang on in the end zone, and that one is going to drive
He
him
almost caught
crazy.
that.
When he watches it, it'll be 3rd down.
This defense is going to have to make some adjustments here at halftime because they have been taken advantage of deep down the field in the passing game. They've already given up 2 TD passes. That was almost number 3.
And let's hold on just a minute
There's
here.
no
The
boot.
officials are
Why are
going to
y'all
have a
reviewing
second
it?
look.
Side hustle.
So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. And guys, they really need to take advantage of this field position on 3rd and long. Now on the option. He can't corral the pitch. The ball's on the ground. Bounced right back to them.
Man, those are backbreakers. Defensively, you get so excited. You force the fumble, getting a turnover, and the offense falls down.
We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. And this one is anything but routine. A 48-yard attempt from the right hash. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. Knocked it right through, showing that big range from 48 yards out. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. And he's going to try to return this one. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. They want to get the ball back right now, lining up for an onside kick to start the second half. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do.
No one understands.
TCU will send its offense back onto the field. Keeping it on the ground to open the second half. And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing? Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way. At least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there. He didn't have it.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. And he's knocked down, but there's also laundry on the field. We'll see what the officials have called. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And now on 2nd down for this offense. They'll keep it on the ground to the right.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting on this block, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next play.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Got him downfield. Touchdown, Horned Frogs! And the punishment has been extended.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Colorado steamrolled its way to victory today. They scored off turnovers, they scored on gadget plays, an all-around masterpiece that'll give the folks in Boulder a ton of confidence. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. From the gun, the running back has it. Got room at the 35. To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense.
Listen, his team's obviously down in this game, but it's not his fault. I mean, this guy showed up to play. He's been churning out big play after big play. Already over 100 yards rushing in this game. He's carrying his weight. He needs his buddies around him now to pick up the slack a little bit and help get this team back in the game.
And the pass is incomplete, but it might not matter. Flag is down, and it looked as if the defense was roughing up that receiver. Boy, as a defense, you hate to just hand out first downs on a penalty. Use the play fake, now to throw. Grabbed in the middle. It's Abraham. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Because it freezes those linebackers. It freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run. And then the big tight ends, big targets on the back end can catch the...
Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. Bringing it back. He steps out of bounds, but not only does he get the ball back, what a return to set up his offense.
Listen, we all want to go back-to-back, but not on interceptions. Come on now. We got to take care of the football. Let's make sure we change something up on the next drive. 2 possessions, 2 picks. Offensive coordinator, get the bullpen warmed up.
Urging us to live fully in Christ's presence, to open our hearts through the strange.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. He's like a pinball with attitude out there, hammering ahead to the 30.
Now we can.
That wasn't the greatest run in the world, but it was very successful in making me honor the run.
Well,
every time you run the football,
we really just been ignoring you.
there's physicality involved in the game. So I like when offenses commit to running the football, no matter what the outcome is.
Nah, we just bullshitting.
Leaves it with the running back.
No.
Pulled down after a good forward of the 27. On 3rd and short, they'll go to
Don't
the power
let him
running
go
game.
forward.
And the Horned Frogs pick up the first down.
And that's a great sign for this offense because this year we know there's been a little bit of inconsistency. And I think the biggest problem has been 3rd down. Right there, nice job executing, running the ball, picking up the first and keeping this drive alive.
A ripple effect of shock and sadness.
They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
Well, it took everything on defense to just get that guy down on the 1-yard line. He is a monster, man.
And if this offense, Jesse, is going to keep doing that, you better bring in reinforcements on that defensive line. Get some big...
Touchdown, TCU! And the beatdown has ensued. They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And it was finished off with the quarterback sneak.
He was very charismatic and sincere.
Daisy
Fair
Chavez
catch,
shares
called
that in
for and
September
made.
of 2015, she traveled to Philadelphia to see Pope Francis during his historic visit to the United States.
Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. They'll give it to the back. Cross the 30 out to the 33 and gauge 4 on the play.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
It'll be 3rd and short from their own 33. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. They were all over him, nowhere to go as that 3rd down play turned into a disaster.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They'll go to the counter play. He's got a yard out to the 30-yard line.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, TCU 45, Notre Dame 7.
Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break. To the ground with the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Nice job by this defense. Listen, you got to understand, they're going to run the football. They're going to try to milk the clock, Jesse. They got the huge lead.
Haven't been a lot of good plays for this defense in this game so far, so can they build on that one? Can they create some turnovers here in the second half to get back in this game?
The Horned Frogs will send out the punt unit. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll field the punt and try to get some yardage. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession.
What up, Mr. Roberts?
Snap off in time. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defensive line stands on the result of the play.
Oh, man.
Line gets set, first down. Trying to get the edge on the toss.
Oh.
And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Wants to throw. It's Miles. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass
Yeah, they are physical.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long, and that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him. It's hard to see the field when your internal clock is going off so fast because of the pressure of this defense, and that's why they find themselves.
And oh no, he loses the ball at the end of the run. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
The more hats you have near the football, the more likely you are to cause a fumble.
Oh,
so many guys with their hands wrapped around guys, the ball's bound to pop out occasionally, and you got to be in the right place at the right time.
Sliding.
Send its offense back onto the field. From the gun, the ground game. Discards a man.
And how good does that feel, right? You've got the lead in the fourth quarter. The defense knows you're going to try to run the ball to ice the game, and you rip off an 8-yard run. They know it's coming, and they still can't stop.
Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. From the gun, running back gets the give. Stop just inside the 30 at the 29. It's a 10-yard pickup and a first down.
And the defense down in this game, they just can't do anything to stop this offense at this point, Dave. Right now, they know they're going to be trying to run the football and try and ice the game, but there's nothing at this point it seems they can do.
Yeah, and it's frustrating. I got to sell out, man. I got to bring as many guys to the line of scrimmage as I can. I got to find a way to get this ball back to my offense. The clock is not my friend, and them running the football is only going to run this thing out quicker. I got to find a way to make something happen. Strip the football, do something.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a 3rd and long. Power football with the run. And they're able to get a 3rd down stop here. See if they go for it on 4th. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. He's already put 3 on the board earlier, this time a 38-yard try. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead. That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Here come the Irish, back on offense. And the fumble on that last drive could have been much worse, David.
They bailed him out. They held him to a field goal, so that's the good news. Now this offense has to get it going. Forget about the fumble, Jesse. Move on, be positive.
And they're upset with themselves, too. They're an offense that pride themselves on ball security. Let's see what they do right here.
The give to the tailback. And works it to the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down. Notre Dame right back to the line. They're going to go right back to him on first down. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Back to throw. It's Miles. He tosses one high and deep down the left side.
Oh, catch the ball.
That would have been a huge game if he could have held on.
You see an incompletion there. I think a big reason why this team is in such a hole right now in the fourth quarter is they have just not been able to find the explosive plays throwing the ball. And you got to wonder at this point, is it too little too late?
Serious arm strength on that 3rd down pass, but it's incomplete.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing if they stop the pass, they win the game, and they have done that. Their guys have won one-on-one on islands. They've been able to get to the quarterback. They've been mixing up their looks. They haven't even allowed 100 yards passing in this one, and that's why they are way ahead here in the fourth quarter.
On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Makes the grab, and he's got the first. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
Oh, and he finds his slot receiver on that fourth down throw. And I'll tell you, this guy is not the biggest receiver in college football, but he does such a good job working the middle of the field. He's just able to get open and read coverage. Every quarterback loves having a slot receiver like that.
Small gain, I know. But again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass, make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Wants to fire on second down. Snagged in the middle. It's Abraham. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. I'm sorry you're unlikely to win today, but here's a fabulous party. A late touchdown.
And this has been a rough day for this offense, and finally, some good things to happen. Build some momentum maybe for the future. You know, that's the way the coaches spin it when you're getting beat up and you're getting destroyed. Like, listen, let's find something for the future. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep working. This team's done that, put some points on the board, so it's not all bad.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, a very interesting scene playing out right now in this marquee top 25 matchup. Miami is in the unusual position of having to come from behind right now, but those fans that were there when the U was the U, they know this game is not over. They're trailing by 10 to USC. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. Punches ahead, they'll give him a yard to the 13. We reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Open space at the 25. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down.
And this is exactly what you want to do when you're on offense. You have the lead. You want to chew the clock, keep the ball on the ground, keep that thing just ticking, Palmer.
They're just imposing their will, Dave, and that's something that we've seen, I think, all game. Up front, they've been the more physical team. They're the ones that's getting pushed and that's getting movement, and it's carrying over all the way here deep into the fourth quarter.
The quarterback takes a snap and takes a knee. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And it looks as if the offense will just take a knee. Winning can become a habit. Now they've won back-to-back games and probably building a little confidence.
And you want it to be a habit. That's what you talk about as a coach week after week. Let's build. Let's create momentum and continue to build on it. And then you look up at the end of the season, you never know where you could be, what dreams you could bring to reality.
At the end of the day, I think good teams find ways to win games. And over these last two games, it hasn't always been easy. They've had to overcome some adversity, but at the end of the day, they were able to step up, make the plays necessary, and do that. Very, very impressive.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack.